Good morning and welcome to Nick's Rants, a new show where I say the first thing that comes to my mind in the morning about the world. Nothing in my rant, though, or anything that I'm saying should make anyone have any kind of angry response, or huff and puff, or you go in any crazy direction unless you're part of the problem. So feel free to expose yourself in the comments below. That's right. That being said, people, come on. I hear people say it doesn't matter who's in charge because I'm just going to do my thing and live my life anyway. I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to do what I do, and whatever happens, happens, right? I don't need to put any time or effort into my life. I don't have to put any time and effort into politics, of course. I don't have to worry about what's going on in the world around me. That is what these people that have subverted the system and have bought Congress and the mass media and all this great thing we like to call the internet want you to think. I am begging you to share this and open your minds to the idea that maybe, just maybe, this life in which we live involves all of us. If we have a bunch of countries, right, we've divided ourselves by lines and by ideas, all being afraid of each other, and everyone's saying, well, I can't be you and you can't be me, and the leader of the free world is too busy tricking and lying and stealing and tanking the economy and making money really quick and saying, oh, it takes a long time to do things. It must get worse before it gets better, and breaking and locking up and scaring and taking away due process and taking away rights that we have had and that we are afforded today and in the future and in the past. We have to stop this with our voice, with our vote, with our attitude. We have the power to stop this because the power belongs to the people, and the power to stop this is our ability to come together and fight the divisiveness and fight this with everything we have, with our voice, with our vote, with our money, with our time, with our effort and our care and our empathy, which is the whole point of this, the whole point of positive influence, the whole point of devil dog addiction, the whole point of everything that I'm trying to do with the world. The world needs new leaders, and the old leaders that are in charge, that have been a part of the problem, need to be willing to pass the buck. If we want to preserve our democracy, it must be passed on. We can only keep it by giving it away, and we know that the MAGA criminal enterprise is doing its best to take away the rights that are there that would give us the power to enact the will of the people. The way to not hold people accountable is what they're doing right now. Bitching about the past and focusing your effort on the things that were instead of the things that are coming and the things they are doing, because face it, people, they have the power now and they're abusing it. And the only way to take it from them is to hold them accountable. They want us to be distracted by this border thing. They don't know how to evolve or say they're wrong. We told you that a long time ago. But I'm not in the business of saying I told you so, because saying I told you so does not allow people to grow. You can't say, well, you did this and you said that, so you are fucked and it's your problem that all this is happening. No, we need to exhaust this stuff. We need to talk about it and realize that these people are weak. They are fake. They're stuck in this comfort zone of fake strongman wimpiness, this over-touted version of masculinity that is old, outdated, and frankly, bullshit. They disinform in whatever they say the enemy is, which is definitely bullshit, because Americans are not the enemy. All humans are afforded the due process under our law because of this very reason. We didn't think someone this evil and calculated could take over our nation, but Americans, Hitler, words of J.D. Vance about his main man, is actually destroying our children's future. Our children will suffer because of what is happening right now. We are suffering some, but they will suffer a lot. He is afraid and they are afraid, and when bullies and dictators get afraid, they do more and more to punish and force, because force and violence is all they know and all they know how to do. The problem is super fake people like the Trumps and everything they stand for and what they believe in and what they do and what they represent are even worse, because they will not do their own dirty work. They will promise the easily manipulated that if they do the dirty work and the job and the hard people, and they do the violence that spills the blood and takes the lives and breaks the laws, when they get caught, those in power will pardon them. Does that sound familiar? Because if it does, it fucking happened. And if you pretend like it didn't, you're an idiot, and maybe worse, you are part of this problem. If people tell you to be quiet and not to talk, if the response to this is, hey, this guy just needs to shut the fuck up, and instead of, hey, what's he saying, maybe I should listen to it and figure out how to argue with it, if people don't shut the fuck up, then they say you are not worthy. But you are worthy, and you are onto something, because being arrogant and ignorant at the same time is a surefire recipe for shit. Hate burns bright and fast, but love plays the long game, my friends. And people, let's get our sense of fucking humor back. I can laugh at all the races and creeds, including myself, if not the most. White straight men, yes, make fun of that too as well. If people cannot tell you what is wrong with them and what they need to grow on and what they have done wrong, what they need to work on and what their biggest problem is. If you ask someone and they say, hey, my biggest flaw is that I'm too good, they're definitely not fit to be leaders. And if they cannot answer questions directly they are asked, then they are definitely unfit to be leaders in America. Even if the answer is let me do the research and ask the people who are experts at this and get back to you, which is what the whole point of a cabinet is, to have the people who are the best at what they do in charge of these positions. I could get stuck going on and on about this, but what is scary and what about is dangerous and what is un-American about what is going on in this country right now is we need to focus on what brings us together and not what makes us different. We are easily more alike than different. Just talk to any scientist, but you got to listen to science if you want to do that. But it takes more than a selfish scoff and a cruel word, you're a fucking asshole, to get this fixed. People will listen to T-Dog drivel on and on and on and on and on about who is bad and who lies and who's bad and who's killing and who's raping. He will lie over and over and over and get louder and louder and louder about things he specifically said that we have on video. But people that are blinded for hate for Democrats or hate for women or hate for anyone that is sexual or truly anyone that is not a man and rich and is submissive to the frail male ego, yes, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm Nick. That's my morning rant. And I'm using my voice for good. Join me. No violence.